All right, guys. Tom Lee chooses Ethereum over Bitcoin. And I'm not just talking about for his treasury strategy, right? Sharp Link Gaming, we're seeing a lot of this going on. Bitmine, him, Fundstrat. This is Tom Lee, right? He just sat down with Natalie Brunell. Natalie Brunell has a great channel in regards to talking about Bitcoin. She's been a lot of places for a long time now. Go check out Natalie Brunell. But I want to take a look at this video right here. Tom Lee discussing Ethereum over the next decade or so, possibly. He thinks it's having that 2017 kind of breakout moment. Let's check that out. I just want to look at that and then two other things here on the live with you guys. Once again, this is the Coin Zone, and I'm Crypto with Paul. If you guys are not following or subbed yet on YouTube, go do that for me. Let's take a listen to what Tom Lee thinks about ETH right now.
So is Ethereum superior to that? Yeah. Well, I think Ethereum is having its 2017 moment now, because now is the time that Wall Street will take tokenization seriously, and it's taking place on Ethereum. So I do think it is the biggest macro trade for the next decade.
I just see so much risk because when they made the trade-off to proof of stake, they introduced a lot of complexities, centralization risks. There have been issues in terms of more vectors for attack when they do bridges and the layer twos. There are other protocols that do smart contracts. A lot of people are working on the functioning of that with Bitcoin, right, to enable smart contracts on Bitcoin. So how do you mitigate the risk in Ethereum that a lot of people see? I mean, the SEC could still classify it as a security.
Yes. Well, these risks that you describe seem like smaller risks compared to the fragility of the existing financial system, right? So let's say, what is the financial system's value in the US, in the real world today? Well, the GDP is 80 trillion and the financial system is 80 trillion. And that runs on plumbing that, if you're raising risks, are far more fragile. We are using trust vectors that are, in some cases, arcane systems, transfer agents that, rubber stamp things. I mean, look at the level of fraudulent activity on a traditional financial system ledger. JP Morgan, who I think is leading in terms of security for its customers and trying to do fraud prevention, still about 7% of their activity is suspicious. So you can't prevent infiltration. So is Ethereum superior to that? Yeah. I mean, so if you're comparing it to Bitcoin, we're comparing the wrong analog, is my opinion.
So if you had to put all your money into one, though, over the next 10 years, would you choose Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Now, why are we making that a choice?
I'm just curious. If you could just only choose one.
Well, if I had to choose, because I'm chairman of Bitmine, which is an Ethereum treasury, then I, of course, would choose Ethereum.
Yeah, I mean, good point. He's obviously going to say that, but I really like this interaction. I wanted to play this interaction because, again, guys, Natalie Brunell is somebody who is, I don't know if she qualifies herself as a Bitcoin maxi, but she asked those good questions that somebody who I guess is more, they like Bitcoin more than they do Ethereum. She's curious as to why, with all these security issues, there's things about the layer twos on top of it that have to provide that functionality where there are security risks. So those are good questions to someone who might not be as well versed with the Ethereum ecosystem and is just genuinely curious why a guy like Tom Lee would rather pick Ethereum over Bitcoin in the long run, or for his treasury strategy. So good clip there. Shout out to Tom Lee, really pushing it forward. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, just show you guys two other things here that I want to take a look at. Number one, let's just start with this. We got Tom Lee saying things like this, sitting down with Natalie Brunell. All right. And we have this as well. I just want to continue on this bullish sentiment because there's a lot of down. People are down the dumps right now. Things are not looking up. And I just want to remind you guys, relax, zoom out. Trump said in 6 months from now, things are going to go crazy. I mean, who knows? He just says things, but we are seeing a lot of positive data. Let's look at this first. The likelihood of us having a rate cut in September now, 95%. So that would be obviously very bullish for the markets if we saw Jerome Powell do a rate cut. Number two, we're finally seeing charts like this. The altcoin season index jumped to 51, signaling a potential shift away from Bitcoin dominance. Alts are waking up. That's true, guys. What did we do earlier? Well, we took a look. We went to explore, and we took a look. Look at this, guys. Everything's down today, but I'm telling you, zoom out. What are we seeing? This is what we're seeing. Bitcoin on the month, up 4%. ETH, however, on the month, up 42%. It's a big ass difference, guys. All right. XRP on the month, 32%. Solana on the month, 10%. Sol's been lagging behind. Some of these top other projects, what is ADA on the month? 25%. Chainlink, 23%. So everything that we have showed is doing better than Bitcoin over the last month. There's plenty of charts that we've shown in the past on these lives during our longer form videos that indicates that a shift is happening away from Bitcoin. Slightly, there's still a lot of interest in Bitcoin. I think this is why things are kind of taking a little bit longer than people might have expected, right? ETFs, these institutions, these nation states, pretty interesting. The United States is all in on it, but they're also all in on ETH. And our last video, guys, we just put out our last video on YouTube. I implore you guys to go watch it. But the president of the United States is getting in on Ethereum, guys. We broke that all down for you. Go give that video a watch. Subscribe to us if you haven't already. But this is the markets today. It's a little red, but I want to remind you guys, alts are outperforming Bitcoin, and that's what we've been waiting to see. So Ethereum's going to continue to do his thing. All right. We have staking. Liquid staking was just approved. That means that there's protocols on top of ETH, Solana, Chainlink, not Chainlink, Cosmos, Polygon. Cardano, it's native staking, so it's arguably, it's the best type of staking out of all these blockchains, in my opinion. But this is just bullish for all these different blockchains that offer liquid staking. Very awesome. Shout out to the SEC chair, Paul Atkins. Shout out to the SEC. We're finally getting clarity. This is great. It's a step forward in the right direction. That's what I'm seeing on X right now. We covered that. We're covering this. We're covering everything as it hits the markets, guys. We're chilling here on live. If you guys haven't subbed already, make sure to do it. Give us a follow. Once again, this is the Coin Zone. I'm Crypto with Paul. Make sure to check out our last video. I will see you guys again here shortly on the Coin Zone. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Take